Good morning, dear listeners who are across the world watching Geeko Tree TV. How are you doing? I think you are good. You are doing great. As usual, on camera of Geeko Tree TV, you are with Jean de Dieu Hezkima, who prepare and teach you the family teaching series whose theme is My Role in Family. My Role in Family is the theme that has most of the branches from it, which will help us to understand our role which we have to play so as our families became wonderful or worse if we overlook our responsibilities or the role which we can play. We have seen many topics about uh, our law, and I hope that till now some of us have already understood how to behave so as their family be unified, peaceful, and joyful than the day before. Tonight we are going to go ahead with the series for this morning, which has title is a question everybody should ask himself about what happens when people don't accept their role, especially in family. What happens when people don't accept their role in family? I believe that you remember that a family is a relation between two people of different sexes that agree themselves to live together in order that they might value their life, expand, and light their light everlastingly, and to value their actions. Family also is a group of three persons, namely father, mother, and child, or children if the children are more than one. Them who live where we call at home. A family, you do remember that it's a group formed by three of persons, namely father, mother, or husband and wife, including or additional to child or children if the children are more than one. And them, they live where we call at home. Here, it is where that we wonder what happens therein when one or all of them don't accept their role in their family issues. In this group, or where this group lives, it's where we wonder what happens when one or all of them don't accept their role, their role in the family issues. Family issues, it's to say or to mean family problems or family solutions. If in the family allows or allows some problems, what is my role? What is your role? if also there are solutions. What is my role? What is your role? So as those solutions be found out. Here, it's where we wonder what happens when some people or the family members don't accept oneself's role played, so as some issues, some difficulties, or some illness come in the family. According to the story that we read in Genesis chapter 3 of Bible, the first man and also the first husband, the first woman and also the first wife, those were the first parent. They had not accepted their role. One accused the other. That caused God to force them to live where they had lived. That was taken like their home, and they had begun to live in a different way from that which had been provided for them before. According to the story that we read in a Genesis or chapter 3 of the Bible, the story tells us that there was a first man and a first husband, a first woman, first wife, first father, first mother. Those were the first parent. They accused one another, and the story continues telling us that those accusations caused God to force them from where they lived considered as their home, and they had begun to live in a different and difficult way, from what was provided for them before. By this story, that man was Adam and was a madman, and that told God that the wife that he was given by God named Eve, she was the cause of eating the tree on the tree that they were forgiven to eat. By this story, that man was Adam, and it is said that he was a madman, and that woman was Eve. The story tells us that the Eve was the cause of eating on the tree that God has forgiven them to eat. And when that happened, the story tells us that God himself came and asked Adam, "Where are you?" And Adam responded that he was free from God because he had committed a sin of eating on the tree that God had forbidden them before. And God asked Adam, "Why were you going to hide from my sight?" And Adam responded also that accusing her wife that she was the cause of eating on the tree that God had forbidden them to eat, and they have chosen to go and uncover under the tree. And God himself asked that woman, what did you do? And the woman responded also that it was the snake which tricked her, and they decided to eat on that fruits. There, God could not ask for a snake what it had done. Only God Himself became the cause of all that scenario. Explaining herself, Eve said to God that it was the snake which tricked her, and she ate on that forbidden tree. There was no need to ask for that snake, because probably the snake could ask God why He created it. Imagine what could happen if the snake asked God the reason why, which caused him to create that snake. God decided to come, and He arranged Himself what to do, and He found out the solution of that scenario occurred. They left their home, that which was in Eden Garden, and they had started to live difficultly, and thereafter their children had begun to be jealous amongst, until the elder has killed the young. Cain vs. Abel. And Cain had denied his law on his young brother, when God Himself had asked Cain, where were Abel after killing him? And Cain responded that he was not the guardian of his young brother. What their father had done when God asked where or what had happened to him, so as to go to uncover, Cain responded to God that he was not a guardian of his young brother. But remember that he had committed a great crime of killing his brother. Remember, the topic today or this morning is about what happens when people don't accept their law in family issues. Adam, like father, did not accept his role. He accused her wife. Her wife accused the snake. Probably a snake could accuse the creator. It was the same applies to their children, where Cain, the elder child, decided to kill his young brother because of some conflicts arose there in family. Imagine what could happen if Adam accepted his law. Imagine what could happen when Eve accepted her law. Maybe it could be a good customary for their children to accept their role and apologize if it could be also possible. But because there is no humility amongst, the father was not humble, the mother was not humble, exactly the children should be also the arrogant or the proud. So if people don't accept their role in family issues, that family become furious, a family of furious members. Furious members. Cain was very furious because he showed it by killing his own young brother. Remember, the story tells us that there was two only children. The elder killed the young because of the mistake committed by their parent. Ladies and gentlemen, I beseech you, think again on your role you play at home so as your homes become a paint place to live, to raise your children therein, where your friends come and visit you, where you sleep and rest, where you spread out, where God come to bless you. Think that place and the Lord which you can play so as there become a peaceful place, a joyful place, where is unity, where is love, where is humility, where is mercy, where is forgiveness, where is a smile, where is everything, a place to dwell. Think, what is your role so as where you are become that image? Therefore, basing on the story of this first family of Adam, Eve, and their children Cain and Abel, when it happens that a family members forsake their role, they live unhappily and their children begin to kill each other. Let me repeat again. Therefore, basing on the story of this first family of Adam, Eve, and their children Cain and Abel, when it happens that a family members forsake their role, they live unhappily and their children begin to kill each other. So it requires us not to accuse others, but to accept our role and to apologize where it is possible and necessary, for we might bring unity, peace, and joy everywhere we can be, especially at our homes. It requires us not accuse others, but to accept our role. If we commit such a mistake or a crime or we have sinned, we have to accept and repent so as to be forgiven, to restore the wins, to restore our emotions, to restore our personalities, so as our head become clear and and enlightened, so as we might live the life of light, where we light others. You remember the city which you have seen, named the eclipse unto someone's life, where that one lived anguished and happy and joyful. Today or this morning, I beseech you, think again on the Lord you pray, so as your family become wonderful or worst, a place to flee or a place to live, a place to reside, a place to dwell, a place of pleasure. Your Eden can be the place that which you play a role so as it exists. So it requires to live in the life which we cannot accuse someone but apologize where we commit a mistake or sin, so as to bring unity, peace, and joy everywhere you can be, especially at our home. So what happens when people don't accept their role? They are forced to live where they live peacefully and start living in hardship, and their children can kill each another because the way they are lazy or their behavior become fiercely. It can cause the member to be furious. That family cannot be wonderful but worst because of had happening into their life, including overlooking their role. It can cause fierceness into a whole family that can be revealed itself into the action amongst them, as Cain had killed his own young brother caused by jealousy, according to the customary that they had before of sacrificing, according to the story of that family. So into our family also we have a such customary, we have taboo, and we have values. Every country has also its culture, taboo, and values. The same applies to our homes also. We have what we have to build as principles, so as our families be wonderful, and other we have to uproot from our lives, so as also we live unified, peaceful, and joyful. It's upon us to think again and to uproot taboo, what is forbidden or what is different from our culture, and the principles we set so as we live honestly in order to make legacy upon our lives and our families. So I think this morning is very, very, very blessing one, and I hope all this day our mind will be enlightened, so as we might change our mindset and the way you think, the way you understand, the way we listen to others, the way we treat others, where we shall not live arbitrary, so as also only to see the mistake committed by our relatives, our friends, our brother and sisters, all other ones, but it's rather to take a mirror in front of us where we look on our face to understand ourselves, to understand what we have to change into our lives in order to sustain the principles of unity, peace, and joy everywhere we can be, especially at our homes, along with our life left, which we cannot account. I told you that we can account on the days we spent, but the length the length of the time left before us, we don't count, and nobody else on this world can tell his friend or his child that he shall or she shall spend a such number of years or days. Only God know the real time you have to live in this life, and he knows the great commission upon a single head, and God himself knows the reason why he created you, he created me, and God only knows what I have to do, where I can perform my mission, and he knows the number of people which I shall serve, which we shall know each other, which we shall live together. Only God knows a number of people that which we shall not meet. Only God knows where I shall not even reach, and whatever word I shall say and who will listen, hear it, God had planned it. It's the reason why you have to live humbly so as to share our life. I told you that when we share life, it can also be sweeter to us. So remember also that we shall get died. Everybody among us shall die. We don't know when, we don't know how, we don't know where, but what we can understand and can is that the day will come, the time will come, where I shall die, where you shall die, where they shall die. Only God knows the reason why you live in this world. Only God knows why you are Rwandan, knows why you are American, you are Asian, you are Australian, you are Korean, you are African, you are such a country. Only God knows why you lasted for a such number of years. Only God knows why you have a number of children, a such number of children. Only God knows why you are facing those obstacles. Remember to ask yourself if your prayers if you are a believer in Jesus, if you believe in God, maybe you can deny him. Remember, you believe the spirit which you don't buy. Nobody else gave it to you except God. So as we accept that, we have where we came from and where we shall go after leaving this world, where we don't know. But some had called that place that is heaven. It doesn't matter. But remember one thing. There is a purpose upon your life, and there is a great commission upon your head. You have to fulfill. Nobody else will help you to report what you have done in the days you spent in this life. So think and ask God to tell you what He is teaching you through those what you are facing or obstacles you are facing, the failure you are facing, the hardship you are facing, the loss you are facing, whatever you are facing. Remember to ask God what He is teaching you through those you are facing. So, God bless you. God teaches you how to behave. God teaches you how to play your role so as where you are be peace, unity, and joy, especially into your homes, into our homes, be a place of pleasure where we enjoy to live, to expand, and to share life with our children and family members and our friends, so as to eat the good of the country that God has given to us. God bless you with great joy and abundance love.